Fresh Ice is my rapper name. You can find me on SoundCloud.
And oop.
So it's Friday. I'm leaving work, and I see my coworker Richard Beeson approach my car. I pulled out of my parking spot. I'm ready to get out of the parking lot, head home to my darling family, and I see Richard Beeson approaching my car. I'm like, okay, and he has a little piece of paper, and he hands me this piece of paper, and on it is a phone number. A telephone number.
For a good time, call.
And then underneath the phone number is the $. And I sent a picture of this to you.
Yeah.
So it's a phone number and then the $sign right underneath it. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, what's up with this? And he says, and I'm like, is this your number? And he goes, yeah, it's my number. And I go, okay. And I said, well, okay, what's up with that? And he said, I couldn't quite understand him, and I didn't care at that point because it's Friday. I want to go home, and I want to drink some Bud Lights. But he said something about, like, hey, if we're out, or if we're sick, or we just need to contact each other, something to that effect. Mm-hmm. I was like, okay, cool, man. But it was very odd. I don't understand the $sign.
The $sign. What could it mean?
Right. His nickname isn't like R Money or Rich Money or B Money.
Does he spell Beeson, his last name, the S, he is a $sign? But he didn't do that. He spelled, or he didn't have his name on there at all.
Right. It's literally a phone number, a 916 phone number, and then right underneath it, a $sign.
Wow. I'm so intrigued by this mystery.
And you talked about young people who have no shame in giving out their Venmo, their QR code for the Cash App.
Yeah.
Like, it's my birthday. I've literally seen on people's windows, their car windows, like, it's my birthday, or I just got married, buy me a drink, and then it has their Venmo or their Cash App. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, okay. But Richard Beeson is not a young person, and he's a dear. I cherish his friendship.
And you can't send money via a phone number, can you?
No.
So it's not that.
No, I don't know.
Are you going to ask him, or are we going to be baffled by this for the rest of our lives?
Well, we're going to be baffled until Monday.
Okay.
And then on Monday, I'm going to say, well, what's up with the $sign?
Are you going to take the paper back to work on Monday and show him, hey, what's up with this?
Yes.
Okay, good. I'm so curious. We'll report back on our pod next week.
Yeah.
Okay, guys?
Yeah. Well, it made me think about making friends at work and like how you kind of get over that hump of we're coworkers to, hey, we're friends.
Sharing cell phone numbers in some work settings, it's like it's necessary, but in others, it's not. So once the sharing of a phone number happens, that's intimate.
Yeah. it's like a Keith Sweat R&B song. It's that intimate. And I've known Richard Beeson since March-ish, April-ish, when he started. It's October now. And so I'm like, Are we going to start? Is he going to ask me to help him move this weekend? Is that what?
Are you going to send each other selfies?
I'm ready to. And like, a few months ago, I got Pao Lee's number and Kem's number.
Did you have Tian's number also?
No.
You don't know Kem's last name?
I never got Tian. I know his last name, but it's not difficult to pronounce, but it's Kem is Kem's last name, and then his first name is like Martith.
Does he go by Kem?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know this.
For the Americans to pronounce, essentially. And I text with Pao Lee every once in a while, but with Kem, less so. But it was a big deal to get their telephone numbers.
Totally.
And so I don't know what this means with Richard Beeson. Yes.
Have you taken the next step of being friends on social media with any of these people?
No.
Wow.
No.
I'm only social media friends with 2 people.
Yeah. At your work.
At my work. 2 people total in the world.
You follow two people?
Two coworkers, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's the next step. That's when it gets real.
Yeah.
Like
that's inner circle.
Yeah, there's no turning back. And well, I've thought about it, and well, to go to COVID, a few months ago, my job said, "Hey, if you go out of state, you have to quarantine for 10 days, 2 weeks, something like that." And so my boss said something like, "So don't be going to Reno and then posting about it on Facebook."
And you made the point, so Reno, 2 hours east is no good.
Yeah.
But we went to San Diego, 10 hours south.
Yeah.
That's perfectly fine.
Right. We've been to San Diego twice.
During the COVID
within
months.
this whatever this is. Yeah. But so if I friended my boss on Facebook or Instagram or or Twitter, he would see that I was in Reno last week. I wasn't in Reno this week. FYI.
What? You were in Reno?
I was not. I'm saying I wasn't. I object. But so that's another step, is friending them on whatever socials.
Yeah.
And then they see that if by chance we went to Reno, they'd see we were in Reno, and then they're supposed to quarantine. And actually, a person who I will not name was in Reno this past weekend.
A coworker?
Yes. And I thought, in my head, I was listening because he was regaling us with tales of booze in Reno. And in my head, I was thinking, you're supposed to quarantine for 2 weeks. But then also, that was in the back of my head. But then in the back of my head, I was like, is that even still a thing? Because this was mentioned 6-ish months ago, and I haven't heard anything about it.
There's no clear guidelines.
Right.
But being friends on social media, COVID, yes, but COVID aside, just in general, you got to be careful.
Yeah.
There are a couple coworkers on social media, and I have to be really careful, like, what I post during work hours, because I don't want it to be misconstrued that I'm, like, out of the office.
Right.
Because sometimes you post, and it's not like this photo I'm taking right now at this very moment. It's like a photo you took that morning or the day before.
Yeah.
So you have to be kind of careful.
Yeah.
Or you have to just be mindful of who your audience is. You don't want anything to be taken the wrong way.
Right. So there's the phone number, and then there's the social media connection.
Yeah.
And in this job, which I've had for 18 months now, is it a coincidence? I have none of them on social media.
Hey, what's up with that? Because in previous jobs, you've connected on social media with people, right?
I know. Yeah.
What do you attribute this to?
I'm not sure, but it is a small crew, and I do have Kem's and Powley's telephone number, who I feel closest to, and I feel like that's like the tightest bond.
Your boys.
Yeah. But as far as being a Facebook friend, I'm Facebook friends with people I don't know, I've never met, and that's like nearly meaningless, almost meaningless. Anyways.
And oop.
My hypothesis of my 5-word essay is that Frankie Blue, our cat, may be racist. Now, let me get to the 3 supporting paragraphs, and then I'll jump to the conclusion.
Okay.
Frankie Blue's previous owner was Leslie Benson, who is an older white woman.
An elderly white woman.
Wow, I wouldn't go there.
She's over retirement age.
Yeah, she moved to South Carolina.
She moved to like
some beachside
retirement
resort.
Community.
Yeah, in North Carolina, South Carolina.
Tennessee, I think.
Her first owner, Leslie Benson, an older gal. An older white.
Frankie's first owner.
Yes, an older white woman.
Yeah.
We took Frankie into our home. We accepted Frankie into our lives in January of this year. It's October. He has warmed up to you. He shows you a lot of affection.
Me?
Yes. he puts his face against you and his nose against you, and it's not a lot. He's not a super snuggly cat.
No, he's not.
But he shows you the most affection in our family.
Okay.
And when Liz Fisher, your mom, took care of Frankie for a day while we were in San Diego, 2 days, Frankie has shown affection towards you. And when Liz Fisher comes over, for whatever reason, lots of affection for Liz Fisher.
My dad, too.
And recently, Alan Fisher, right.
Yeah, maybe not initially, but definitely the last couple times he's been around Alan Fisher.
Yeah.
So much love and affection.
Yeah. And you 3 are all white, is that correct?
We are all white.
Do I have that right?
We are all 3 all white.
In my records? In my notes? So Frankie, when it comes to me... Oh, he's scratching at his pad right now.
Angrily. He hears us talking about him.
He's like, I don't want to be on the pod. Meow. So Liz Benson, older white gal. You, Liz Fisher, Alan Fisher, white people. Has taken a gleaming to. And then my second supporting paragraph in this 5-paragraph essay is that when it comes to me, I'm half Vietnamese, and Luna Marie, darling daughter, who's half Mexican, Hispanic.
Yeah.
Which one?
Mexican. I don't know. Mexican for sure. I don't understand the Hispanic Latino differentiation.
Half Mexicana, and then Lennox Albert, who's half Mexicano. Lennox has not shown as much. He hasn't taken to me or the darling children. Would you agree?
I would agree, except I think he really likes when Lennox plays with him.
Yeah.
He's into that, because Lennox is the one who plays with him the most.
True. Lennox gives him the most attention.
Throwing toys at him, giving him attention, building him forts.
Yeah. Until Lennox on borderline harasses him and bothers him too much.
Frankie's very patient with Lennox's antics.
Lennox roughhouses with him, and then Frankie gets upset. But so much affection towards you, towards the white people, less so on the non-white people.
I have to agree with you.
Yeah.
We've always suspected that he was more affectionate towards older people. Mm-hmm. But you're throwing me in there. Or are you saying I'm older? Or are you saying it's the whiteness?
Well, how old are you? 58, 59, honey? It's a combination.
I'm 48.
He's shown the most affection towards Liz Fisher.
Liz Fisher, yes.
Yeah, who has the two... she checks the 2 boxes. She's an older gal, and she's white.
White.
You are white, not yet older, but he shows the most affection.
I'm in my 30s still, okay?
He shows the most affection towards you in our family.
So he's a racist.
Well,
he's a white supremacist.
The 4th paragraph in my essay is that, what's up with racist kids? So... it's first of all, it's not Frankie's fault. We're not playing the blame game here.
We're blaming Leslie Benson, his old owner.
We are categorizing, we are just sussing out why he likes white people. And so kids who are racists, allegedly, who grow up in racist homes, whatever that means, it's not Frankie's fault, is what I'm saying.
No, he was taught it.
Right.
As all children are.
He doesn't know any better. We don't let him go outside. He doesn't play with Mr. Kitty.
He's not exposed to anything other than what he gets in this household.
Right. And so this is his view. This is all he knows. And that's just the way it is. And kids who are quote unquote racist, which it exists. It does exist, but you think it kind of moves out of them when they're on the playground and when they grow up a little. But we don't let him go outside of our confines.
We don't. But here within his home,
yeah,
he's surrounded by an Asian man.
Yes,
a couple of Mexican children.
Right.
He is only 1.5 years old.
Yeah.
So do you think as time goes on, he's still in his infancy, really?
Yeah. So
as he matures and ages, do you think he'll overcome his racism?
First of all, I didn't say he was racist.
Yes, you did.
He does have those racist tweets from 2009. Frankie, we're exposing you. We're unearthing racist tweets from you.
Delete.
I think he's gotten better with me and Lennox and Luna. But he's
been educating himself.
There's still some hesitation. And as the great Adam Carolla says about your uncle who maybe isn't so fond of people who are different, he's stuck in his ways. That's the way he is.
I have hope for him because, as I just mentioned, he's so young.
Yeah.
He has most of his life ahead of him.
Yes. You can do better, Frankie. Do better.
And oop.
So I have a coworker. I will not name. But he does this thing, and these guys who repeat jokes.
Yeah.
Like under their breath to themselves, but loud enough so you can hear. So I have a different coworker, let's call him Keith, who we deal with mail. We mail things out. And the other day, Keith was like, yeah, I'm mailing out some cocaine. And then this coworker, who I won't name, muttered under his breath, he said he was mailing out some cocaine. It's just, who are these people who repeat jokes out loud? Sayings that mean nothing.
It's so funny.
Are nothing. It's silly.
Do you laugh every time he does that?
I shake my head.
Because I laugh every time that you tell me the story and reenact it. Yeah. It makes me chuckle.
Today, I ran for a purpose, which I won't go into, but I ran.
You ran?
About 10 yards, yes. I ran.
What?
And I was recounting the story to my coworkers, and I said, I was running like a 1988 Barry Sanders. He was a Detroit Lions legendary running back, honey, in the NFL.
Okay.
And I said, I ran like I was Barry Sanders in 1998. And then this coworker repeats, he said he was Barry Sanders in 1988. It's like the extra punchline, or you gotta know when to leave the stage, as a stand-up comedian say. But so he repeats it out loud, and it's like, okay. But on the other hand, you hit a zinger.
Yeah.
When he says when he repeats your joke.
Yes.
And oop.
I have an anecdote.
Yes.
I have a couple of anecdotes.
Go ahead.
Okay. This week, in the spirit of Halloween, our office was having this super fun activity.
This Halloween.
Where they emailed us giant puzzle pieces.
Okay.
And you were supposed to type your name on it, and then you're supposed to. It said, "My biggest fear is," and then you're supposed to type in your biggest fear.
Public shame doing working.
And then the idea is you print out this giant puzzle piece on a paper, and they're going to put it up on a wall so everybody's puzzle pieces went together. Mm-hmm. You could go look at this wall, read about your coworkers and what their biggest fears are. Mm-hmm. So I opened it up. I rarely participate in any sort of stupid activity that's for fun or raising bureau morale.
Public nudity. Yes.
I usually opt out, but lately I've been trying to make more of an effort of being more involved.
Yes.
Okay. So I opened this thing and I was like, my biggest fear.
Oh dear.
And this is
drowning in Titanic. Ever hear of it?
Well, this is what came to. First of all. Because I literally...
Being on an airplane when a terrorist attacks, I think you should write that, and then you should draw a little plane with fire on
The
it.
first thing that came to my mind, because I literally think about this every day...
Oh, dear.
...is the impending freshwater wars.
Yes. The impending freshwater... Is this
the future of our world...
Sparklets and Aquafina? No.
The future... And it's already starting in some areas of the world.
Okay.
Freshwater scarcity.
Yes.
And
Michigan,
water is gonna be gold.
Yes.
And there, no doubt, this is already happening in parts of Africa and various places.
Yeah.
And it's gonna happen here.
Yes.
So I think about freshwater scarcity every day of my life. Literally.
If that activity came to my place of employment and I saw someone write freshwater scarcity, I'd be like, okay.
Exactly.
Greta Thunberg out here.
Exactly. So I was like, okay, I can't write that.
You can't write
because you know what?
I can't be honest in this water breaking
I cannot.
activity. Is that what they call it? Water breaking?
The water cooler discussion.
Yeah. Oh no,
camaraderie.
breaking water. How when you get together.
Breaking bread?
No.
What are you talking about?
Let me type really loud.
Click, click, click.
And oop.
Icebreaker.
Icebreaker. What was the context of that?
I'm not sure. Well, this is...
it's an icebreaker activity.
It's an icebreaker activity, yes.
Getting to know your coworkers.
Sure.
Anyway, so I was like, okay, I can't write my fear of freshwater scarcity.
Yes.
The next thing that came to my mind is my children being kidnapped, murdered, maimed, accosted in any way.
Getting a twisted ankle. Yes.
And then I was like, that's deep. That's dark. And then the third thing was famine, war, drought. And I was
my God. Nuclear holocaust.
So all of my big fears were super intimate, super
you don't want to
dark.
bring that up in the cubicle.
So I went over to the wall where people had already printed up and put up their little pieces of the puzzle. People were saying spiders, clowns, like your typical, very superficial. So I was like, okay, I can't participate in. I don't want to be silly.
Right.
I don't want to be superficial.
Yeah. You don't want to be wacky. You don't want to be too dark and macabre.
I got to be real.
Yeah.
Or I'm nothing at all.
I wouldn't be real, but yes.
So I didn't participate because I was like, I gotta put it out there or be intimate. Mm-hmm. Put my expose my fears, or I have to not participate. So I opted out. Yeah. One person did put being alone. And I was like, okay, that's pretty personal and deep. But for the most part, people are putting really silly things. And I was like, okay, I'm not putting my super serious dark fears out there in the world.
Yeah. Why be honest at work, honey? It was being alone written by the person who made caramel corn on your birthday?
No, it was actually written by a woman who has 8 kids. And she's married, so I don't know. She's afraid of them all dying or abandoning her. I'm not sure.
Yeah, things are tough at home right now. But you have a coworker who had a birthday recently.
Yes.
And she.
I work with all women.
They.
My team. There are 6 of us total.
Okay.
6 in my team. We're all women.
Okay. And it was her birthday, and she decided to make caramel popcorn at home.
Yes.
Sounds fabulous. And then she brought this caramel popcorn to work in Ziploc bags.
No. Okay, I'll start from the beginning.
Yes.
A couple of weeks or a week before her birthday, she said, for my birthday, I would like to make caramel popcorn and share it with all of you.
She sent this as an email?
No, I don't remember if it was an email or if we were in a meeting. And
Is she aware of the freshwater scarcity in Flint, Michigan, honey?
I hope so.
Okay.
I hope she's just as worried as I am. So she asked, because of COVID and whatever, she said, are you all comfortable if I make it at home and bring it and share with you guys? And of course we were all like, yes. Everyone on my team is really cool and chill. Yeah. So she brought those aluminum 9x13 pans you can buy.
Yes.
At Dollar Tree. She brought 3 of those. And she brought a cup of a plastic red Solo cups.
Wow, she went
so
all out.
You went and she said, she emailed us and other people in the building come to my desk and get popcorn. So you scooped the red Solo cup in the thing and you had your little cup of caramel popcorn.
Super fun.
Yeah.
Why isn't Pauli out here making
She's
caramel
great.
corn?
She's great. She's the same woman who, when we were all working from home, she mailed me a Christmas card. She mailed me a Mother's Day card. And not just me. I know she did this for other women in our office. Yeah. So she's very friendly like that.
Yeah. It's unique for a person to celebrate their birthday by making something.
It is unique.
Sweets to work.
It's like when you're in elementary school and your mom brings cupcakes for the whole class for your birthday, but she's doing it for herself.
Yeah. A little odd.
I guess so.
Is she married?
She's not married.
Does she have a family?
She has 2 sons who are grown. They're like in their late 20s. And she was never married to their dad. She separated from their dad when both the kids were toddlers.
Well, hold on.
And she's been single this whole time.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow.
She's so friendly. I really like her.
That just speaks volumes.
And oop.
Okay. So, today is October 29th. It's a Friday. On October 25th, a Monday, you and the Wow Chows were driving to school. You driving to school. And you saw a neighbor of ours, in the loosest sense of the word, but someone in our condominium complex, that had their Christmas tree up.
Yeah.
On the 25th, a Monday. October 25th, a Monday. Now.
October 25th, you guys.
A Monday. Now, this was a Monday, so they could have possibly had this Christmas tree up on October 22nd, a Friday, and we just didn't drive by, or we didn't see it, or we didn't notice it.
I feel like we would have noticed it. I feel like they must have done it that Sunday, the day before.
Okay, so October 24th.
Yeah.
Which is a week before Halloween. And over 2 months, well, Christmas is the 25th, so the 24th, 2 months.
About 2 months before Christmas.
Yeah.
I feel like this isn't too far off from what you might do.
No.
Didn't we put some Christmas decorations on our front door last year in October? Is that correct?
Well, that's because Dollar Tree starts putting Christmas stock out in mid-September. Okay.
They currently have Christmas things at Dollar Tree, and I keep looking.
And they've had them since mid-September. But, okay. Last year, we put up our Christmas tree in our home. I want to say the week after Halloween.
It was definitely early to mid-November. Definitely.
Yeah. And this week, I think it was either the week of Halloween or the week after Halloween. But this year we had a conversation and we said, let's wait. Well, primarily it was me, but I was like, let's chill. Let's do it mid-November. We're going to put our tree up.
We're going to wait this year.
Yeah. And we talked about it today. It's going to be November 14th when we get home from Gracie's baptism.
Mm-hmm. That weekend, 13th, 14th.
Yeah, 13th, 14th. But because I felt last year, I mean, it's cool to have your tree up for 2 months, but it loses its specialness. It's Christmas-y-ness.
You want to have it up for long enough to be fulfilled.
Yeah.
And really,
you don't want to put it up December 23rd.
Like in the movie A Christmas Story, they put it up Christmas Eve.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you don't want that.
Yeah.
But yeah, you definitely want to enjoy the season. Mm-hmm. You're right, though. Too early, it takes away the specialness.
Yeah, I feel last year was a bit too early. Like 2 months of a Christmas tree is like, okay, it loses its just Christmasiness.
Right.
But this year we're going to do it mid-November.
Mm-hmm.
So the tree will essentially be up for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And I think that's a good call.
I think it is too.
And we're going to have Christmas music where we're just sitting around doing nothing.
Yes.
6 weeks.
We're going to bake some cookies.
Yes.
I'm going to make us some lasagna.
Yes.
We're going to make a day of it.
Yes. And on Thanksgiving, we're going to have ham, although you're very questioning ham's availability because of the whole supply chain issue.
I'm worried about the supply chain scarcity.
Yeah. Because
I've heard that chicken is scarce, and sure enough, at our local Target, the frozen chicken breasts I always buy are gone. I don't know if this is ham affected in the same way that chicken is.
Is our chicken in one of those ships in the Long Beach port, honey? But yeah, I think mid-November is the way to go.
And oop.
Luna, the lesson today is never go outside.
I know. I said that I didn't want to do it.
Yeah,
She already knows.
that's right. Mom first asked you, and then she turned it into a statement
I demanded.
Go out with your brother.
I know.
Oh, darling daughter.
oop.
So I have a guy I see at my job. It's not a coworker. But I see him for about 10 seconds a day. And our exchange goes something like this. He says, "Good morning." That's a little much for me.
Yeah.
I say hello.
How about a head nod?
Yeah.
No words exchanged.
A fist bump. But he says, "Good morning." I say hello. And then he takes it up a notch with, "How are you?"
Oh. A step too far.
Inside, I'm dying. Outside, I say, "Good." But inside, I'm like that painting of that. Is he an alien with his hands on his cheeks?
He's
like,
he's the screaming man. Or
the screaming man painting. But so inside, I'm screaming. I'm dying. But outwardly, I say, "Good." So he asked how I'm doing. Does he want me to ask how he's doing?
Yeah.
Our exchange, our encounter is 10 seconds per day. I give him some mail, he gives me some mail, and I'm out. So, hello, good morning. I get it. Like, you're greeting each other.
Yes.
How are you? No, not how are you.
No.
Like, you're acknowledging each other's presence. We're both alive, and we're breathing. And we're both serving these functions for our jobs, a paycheck so we can feed our families and continue on in this
capitalistic society.
Sometimes pointless morass that we call life. But okay, greeting each other, acknowledging each other. I get. But when he asks me how I am doing, I don't want to know how he's doing.
I hate it, and I'll tell you why.
Yes.
Exchanging a greeting is perfectly pleasant, acceptable, understandable.
I dig it.
Asking how are you?
Yeah.
It's not genuine.
Right.
You're not sitting there side by side.
Right.
It's a quick passing of the ships in the night.
Yeah.
So he expects you to say, "I'm good."
Yeah.
He probably wants you to ask him, and then he would say, "I'm good." And then you'd move about your day, but it's like, what's the point?
Right.
You're both giving fake answers.
Yeah.
It's so disingenuous. It's just maybe he's one of those people who's like so uncomfortable with silence.
Yeah.
He can't handle like you being in his presence for 2 seconds without words being exchanged.
Yeah. Well, that's my first presumption, but my other thought is that he really cares how I'm doing.
Well.
And he wants me to ask him how he's doing. And I can't even.
Honey, if you were coming to my work every day,
yes,
I would care.
Wow.
I would be into this cute man coming to my job every day.
Yeah. Did you know that's how my mom and stepdad met?
Oh,
yeah.
Tell me more. My
mom worked at a bank, San Diego Trust and Savings, and Grandpa Curtis, aka Curtis Copperman, would stop by. He fixes bank machines, ATMs specifically, but I think back in the day, just in general banking machinery. So he would come by and drop hints that he was into. He had yellow fever. I don't know.
Oh my God!
I don't know how they.
Jesus.
I don't know how they came together, and I don't want to know. Actually,
I want to know.
I want to know.
Was he like, "Hey, girl"? Because I can imagine him trying to flirt with her, and she was having none of it.
Yeah.
She was like, this? Who is this man?
Yeah.
Trying to talk to me while I'm at work.
He showed up at the bank, at her bank, but she didn't work at a branch. She worked at like a processing center. She worked at where they like moved checks from here to there back when paper checks were a thing. And I'm sure Grandpa Curtis said something like, "Will you deposit your check in my account?" I don't know.
I want to know if you're gonna call her soon.
I am.
You want to call her tomorrow just to say hi?
Yeah.
Can I be there on speakerphone, and can we ask her to tell us the tale of their love?
Absolutely.
Yay!
Oh yeah.
I'm really curious.
She's gonna dig it.
Yay!
And oop.
So Halloween is in 3 days.
To you.
You have a coworker who dressed up in some anime thing, right?
Yeah. And
you barely know this coworker.
Yes.
But he made it a point to say, look at my cosplay.
I was sitting in my cubicle.
Yeah.
And he comes by. It was a couple of days ago. So today is Halloween's a Sunday. Today's Friday. So you would expect this day, Friday, to be the day when people actually dress up.
Yeah.
It was Wednesday.
Wow.
And so he came in front of my cubicle.
Is he married to the caramel corn lady?
I know nothing about this guy.
He came to your cubicle and put his hands on his hips.
He stood like Captain America with like his hands on his hips.
Yes.
His feet spread.
Yes.
In like a very stoic position.
Yes.
And
did he look off into the distance?
Yeah, he did.
His head was pan left in terms of your vision.
And it was so embarrassing. It was like 10:15, so I'm on break. I'm reading a book.
And you barely know this guy.
I barely know. Although
You mean you're saving the world, honey?
I was on my break.
Oh, okay.
So I was reading a book at my desk.
Okay.
Yeah, he stops by my desk every morning and says hello. And I don't know him.
Yeah.
But that's nice. That's friendly. As we've discussed before, I'm very antisocial.
Yes.
But so I've like it takes me a second to notice and look behind me, look up from my book. And I noticed like wig on the top of his head.
Oh.
Like head to toe, he was in this full outfit and I recognized it.
Yeah.
I couldn't place it, but I said, I recognize you.
Because Lennox Albert is into anime.
Yeah, Luna is too. Lennox, I think, more so.
Right.
And so he said, oh, you recognize me? I'm an anime character. I said, okay. My kids are super into anime. That's why.
Yeah.
So he was dressed as something from Full Metal Alchemist.
Okay.
And
he made it a point to display this his wares to you. And you barely know him. Yes.
So we chatted for a second, and I was like, oh, my kids would love that.
And you were like, how long are you going to be in my cubicle?
So what's funny is after talking to me for a second, he turns around to my coworker who sits across from me in her cubicle, and he does the same stance.
Exact same conversation.
And he just stands there and waits for her to notice him. And then they had some sort of exchange. I was like, oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness. Like, Grandpa Curtis is he dresses up for Halloween. But he doesn't take it to the level. Like, he'll be like some sort of a low-level Yoda or whatever. He's not some character that only the hardcore anime stands will know. But yeah, that's an odd thing.
You know what? It's like adorable and endearing when I think of Kurt doing it.
Yeah.
But when this random coworker doing it, I'm like, oh, who is this guy? What the heck?
And from what you know, he's single, right? He's alone.
All I know is
old. Yes.
I know he has a long ponytail.
Well,
that's gray and a full gray beard.
Enough said, honey. That's apostrophe NUFF space SID. Enough said. My Halloween thing is that so I see many coworkers and I see many cubicles on my daily diatribe, and this week I noticed that one coworker, Frankie, just ran by here really quickly. He ran directly into the bathroom.
Oh dear.
I was like that when I came home from work.
We've all been there.
Yes.
You run screaming into the bathroom.
But this cubicle, literally from floor to filing cabinet, from top to bottom of this cubicle, cobwebs.
Real or fake?
Fake. I hope they're fake cobwebs. But it's a woman, just cobwebs on the drawers, on her desk, on the upper cabinets, just head to toe, to where every cubicle has a little opening that you can walk in and walk out.
Yeah.
Her opening, half of it is covered in fake cobwebs. It looks like she took a down comforter, ripped it apart, and those are her cobwebs, and put all all over her cubicle.
Was there other decor, like fake spiders,
yes.
pumpkins?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's okay.
It was. Yes.
That's really fun.
No.
I have to be.
It was too much. It was way too much because I see mini cubicles. There's a cute little spider here. There's a spider web here. There's a ghost over here. Yeah, we're goofing around. We're just being wacky. But this woman's cubicle, top to bottom, floor to ceiling, cobwebs. It was very odd, and I just want more for her life.
I would never do that myself. Yeah. But I appreciate when other people are enthusiastic about stuff and decorations, and I think it's cute and fun, but I would never do it myself.
It's cute and fun, but it's a sign of more. If you know what
it's a sign of something is lacking.
It's, Alrighty. That's the end of the program. It's been fun, but not really. Let's all try it a little harder next time. Like, comment, subscribe, follow, review, and rate. Or don't. Do whatever you want. You're a grown-up. Make your own decisions. Do what's best for your family. Please be sure to use our promo code for NordVPN. We don't have a promo code for NordVPN. Goodbye. I love you. We love you. I hope you have a good day today and tomorrow.
And oop.
Venmo, QR code, Cash App handle, which I'll never contribute to. But I'm still a good person, and we're still good people. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your time. I hope you have a wonderful day/night. Bye-bye.